Hello, it's Anne Marie with AM Astro, and it's time for Astro Quiz again this week. So I've already actually submitted, where is my share screen? I've already actually submitted my response, my vote. So we're just going to walk through it. So this week she went to Synastry, which I am not confident with at all. So lovers, enemies, or besties. Here's Synastry charts for two individuals in whole sign, Placidus and sidereal, Lahiri. So that answers my question from last week. I didn't know what Lahiri was, but it's sidereal. So there we go. Determine the nature of their relationship. Are they lovers, enemies, or best friends? Think you know? Poll below. So of course, this is, you can see that I chose enemies, but so I really am not comfortable with Synastry. Probably has something to do with not be very good with relationships, I guess. I don't know, but it confuses me having like the houses like this, like, you know, blues. The inside chart is regular, and then the red chart on the outside is shifted so that it has, you know, its first house is here. And this is whole sign, which I don't read whole sign. I read Regiomontanus, but so then when you look at it like this, it's just like, oh my God, what am I looking at? I just don't even know. So I'm not sure how best to discuss this. But their sons they both have sun south node conjunctions in their own charts. I'm looking at individual charts first, and to see, you know, like who are these people, you know? And so they're both Taurus suns with their sun conjunct the south node. So that gives you an idea that this Taurus, this survival, this sensual, the five senses are all very important, and fixed earth. These are things that they came into this earth with, into this lifetime with, around these items. But also because the south node is conjunct the sun, their identity, the sense of identity can be a little bit confusing for them, or they may not have a strong sense of who they are, because that south node acts like it kind of diminishes whatever it's close to. So they might not be people, I mean, just looking at that one thing, the sun south node, and both of them have this. They may not like 100% know, like be confident with who they are, maybe just based on that one thing. So Taurus, that means that their sun is ruled by Venus, both of them. Both of them are born in Taurus season, I think about a year apart, based on where the nodes have moved. And the blue on the inside is the older of the two. So then let's look at Venus in each of the charts. Well, blue has Venus rising after the sun, so that's that's Occidental Venus. And red has Venus rising before the sun, so that's an Oriental Venus. Totally different dynamics. Venus rising before the sun, Oriental Venus, morning star Venus, is considered more go-getter, more warrior princess type. And then Occidental Venus, right, which sets, you see an evening star setting after the sun, rising after and setting after, obviously both, is more sensual and more receptive, because Venus is a nocturnal planet, so it's more receptive. So those are totally different. And then we look at their moon. Now, this is really interesting. So blue Mars conjunct red moon. Blue moon conjunct red Mars. What? So initially I saw that. I mean, that was actually the very first thing that jumped out at me. And I thought, oh, well, they have to be attracted to each other. Because that is like the male female energy chemistry, boom. Um, but, and I say but, it's because blue moon is a waxing moon, which is it's growing in light. And red moon is a waning dark moon, which means it's finishing its cycle. So that's complete opposites again. Or not complete opposites, but differences. There's no similarity there. They're different. And so then because we're talking about Mars, let's look at their Mars placements. Blue has Mars oriental, rising before the sun, and red has Mars way after, so rising after the sun. Again, a difference. And then if this Mars and moon, I went through and looked for moon kai or for contention, and this Mars and moon, they're both nocturnal planets, but they're in a diurnal sign ruled by the sun, and the sun is in a nocturnal sign, Taurus, ruled by Venus. So these two planets here are in contention, moon kai, which is that crossing over and then crossing back from nocturnal to nocturnal and somehow being changed. And it's like offending God is like doing something to have offended God. So there's just that contention, that word in itself. So to me, because of all of these opposing factors, they're nothing alike. I'm not seeing similarities other than they're both Taurus with that south node. Like I think maybe in a previous life, they were probably, well, they've probably had many lifetimes together, but there's enough things in here that says that they're definitely connected. And some people, if you read some of these comments, have said, that, they're like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, where they're, lots of physical chemistry, and now they're, enemies. So I said enemies because of all of that contention. Yes, they very well could have been attracted to each other. I just have a hard time thinking of being best friends having that many dissimilar parts to the chart. Just because somebody has a birthday in the same season as you does not mean that the two of you would get along. And because of those other personal planet connections being so opposed, I went with enemies, because you can have a physical attraction to somebody, and that's kind of close, lovers and enemies are similar. When you have a passion, you can passionately love someone and you can passionately hate them, so it could go either way, right? And it could be on a spectrum of where you are in your walk on this earth, and your maturity level. So these two individuals are in their Saturn return, their first Saturn return. So whatever it is, if they're enemies now, they may turn out to be lovers, or if they were lovers, they may turn out to be enemies. I just don't see it being best friends though, because of all those differences. So I had a notification here. I saw that, that Alex did like my reply. What I've seen though is she's only liked a few. I've only actually responded to a few of these things. I kind of worked on them myself, but when she doesn't like it, I've gotten it right. And when she has liked my comment, I've gotten it wrong. So I think they try to be, I don't know. I haven't looked at the way if they respond to other people like that. But when they have liked my comment, I was wrong, and when they didn't like it, I was right. So who knows? But somebody else liked it too. Filthy Astro. Cool. Okay. So get on to Baleful Rays on Twitter and do the Astro Quiz for yourself. And I would love for you to comment below on what you think, and if you thought that they were lovers, enemies, or best friends. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.